We're back. It's a Friday night. SmackDown just happened. Missed, I know a couple weeks. Sorry. Things get in the way. You got work. Anyway, guys, we're talking about SmackDown night. Key points in a nutshell. Because that's what it is of the show. Key points in a nutshell. Something you guys really care about. Most stuff that I really care about. And that's it. Well, not really. There's always more. Anyway, guys, I'm Andrew. This is DA Wrestling. Let's get to it. All right, on today's show, we're going to talk everything, for the most part, all the things that happened on SmackDown, the really cool parts. Also, they gave us a rundown of nights 1 and nights 2 of WrestleMania in a week from now. So, we're going to give that a little bit of a rundown, let you know what matches are going on right now, what night 1 and night 2, because some of them are really interesting. They really are. Right now, I'm kind of favorite to night 2. But anyway, Before you get into this, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Make sure you follow us on Podbean, right? Spotify, as well as YouTube, obviously. That's where you are watching this right now, right? Please get a little click there, guys. It's a small click for you, large click for us here on DA Wrestling. We appreciate everything there, and we thank you very much. Anyway, let's get started. So, SmackDown tonight started with Randy Orton coming out of the ring with Nick Aldis. Yeah, that happened. It almost like Nick was looking for an apology from Randy. And Randy kind of was like, you didn't expect that. You know what I mean? Like he goes, "What are you gonna find? I paid you for the fine." Like he didn't even show 2 weeks ago that he paid an extra for the fine. Like he paid him extra, a couple $1,000. He goes, "Yeah, that's for the next one," which he literally came to fruition on. And Randy Orton was very, very eager and very wants to be on the WrestleMania card. Wants to be on it really hard. He doesn't give a damn who he wrestles at WrestleMania, even if it's Aldis. He even mentioned Mickie James, right? That she might not be happy with what Orton does to her to all this after it's all over. So, key point: Aldis versus Orton. Clue that in right there. But before that can even come closely to official, because all this looked like he was like ready just to tear it down. Like basically said, I've been waiting 20 years to get to this point. Whereas Randy's been here for a long time already. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga coming out. Solo's yippee yappy about. Tama do the yee. Randy mocked him at one point too, going yee. So, which led to a fight breaking out because Randy said, "Well, if you guys want to fight, well, come on in here." All this headed out of the ring. They start attacking Randy. Randy had the upper hand. Then Solo and Tama Tonga had the upper hand on him. They're beating him down pretty good. Then all of a sudden, LA Knight comes out, which sets up LA Knight and Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa tonight for the main event on SmackDown. Okay? So, let's move on to that part because we might as well stick to it. Match goes off as accordingly planned, right? It's a good match back and forth, right? A lot of stuff. A lot of moves in there. Randy hitting his usual spots there. LA Knight getting the hot tag at one point there. Eventually, Tama Tonga and Randy Orton head to the outside and start brawling away to the back. Part of me feels they're going to do Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton. Part of me feels this. And I'll be honest with you. I think Tama Tonga should be on the WrestleMania card against Orton. I wouldn't mind it. I also wouldn't mind Orton versus Aldis. So I'm okay with either or, whichever one they want to do. If they want to do Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton, I am perfectly fine with that. 100% perfectly fine with Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga. And let Tama Tonga do the stun gun. Stun gun versus RKO. Seriously, let him do it. Just let him say, you can have the stun gun for WrestleMania. Just let him do it. But I feel like I'm going to do Aldis versus Orton, which I'm also, like I said, 100% perfectly fine with. But at the end of the match, at the end of it, Randy comes back. So does Tama Tonga. Right? Eventually, Tama Tonga ends up eating the pin. I'm sorry, my mistake. Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton ended up biting it back. So I don't want to see Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton. My mistake. Sorry. So my apologies there. It was Solo Sikoa ran away with Randy Orton. Tam Tom was left in the ring with LA Knight. He ends up getting hit with the BFT. LA Knight ends up getting the win. After that, though, Jacob Fatu shows up. And he starts belaying the beating on LA Knight. He knows his match is coming up. It's early. He knows it's going to be on the Saturday. Yeah. Sorry I kind of spoiled there for you guys, but yes, that match will be on Saturday. And he lays into it, beats out of him, does several moonsaults. God, that man's a freak doing that stuff. And he stands tall with the till the end. I haven't predicted who's going to win yet, but I think you all know where I'm going with this one. It's going to be, I think, Jacob Fatu. But we'll see next week on SmackDown. There is obviously one more SmackDown before WrestleMania, so we'll go from there. All right? We'll find out. All right. Next. Sip my drink there, though, because you know what? It gets a little thirsty and dry sometimes when you watch this type of stuff. So, they had a women's gauntlet tag team match. A tag team tournament. Mini gauntlet tournament, okay? To determine who will face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania. Well, they had the aspiring new team of Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, right? Take on basically the teams of Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, Natalia, and what the heck's her name? The pretty girl who's with Otis and Kim. No, what the hell's not Kimchi? Um, Tozawa. That's it. Right? Oh, Maxine Dupree. There we go. Right? Then they had him face the two Secret Service agents of Chelsea Green. Right? Right? Mia Yim and B Fab. By the way, B Fab looks fantastic, by the way. She's quite lovely. And she's getting better in the ring every time I see her. Right? And to be honest with you, they ran the table. Which is funny because on Raw, they just had a killer match on Raw, right? Where Bayley just refused to shake her hand at the end of the match for the IC title. And then all they're in a tag team together, and they won the tag team gauntlet match, and they're going to be facing Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. Cue a Bayley heel turn. I just don't see that happening. I don't see Raquel and Liv Morgan losing the titles to Bayley and Lyra. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, and that's fine. People are allowed to be wrong in this world. Some people should learn from that. But yeah, I don't see Bayley versus Lyra, Bayley and Lyra winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. It's a possibility, yes. Right? Does it make a little bit of sense? Kind of not really. I mean, all you can do is just make, Lyra a two-time champion, right? Obviously, yes, I know Bayley was a two-time champion too, a double champion at the same time, held the WWE title and the tag titles at the same time during the pandemic. But I don't know if they want to put that responsibility on Lyra yet. I'd almost rather see Bayley try to go for that IC title at this point then. Because obviously she lost the US title one. Maybe she goes to the IC one. As a heel. Bayley heel is better heel than she is a face. The only time she's better as a face when she was that hugger crap. I know some people liked it. Don't be wrong. Some people liked it. I wasn't really a fan of it. But people liked it better, and she was better as that face. But this type now, it's not as good, folks. It's just not as good. I hate to break it to you, it's not as good. So, your match for WrestleMania for the tag team titles, women's tag team titles, is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Cue the sappy love music, I guess. If I have any, then we'll put it on next time. Anyway, moving on. So last week, obviously, I haven't done a show on SmackDown for a couple weeks now because it's due to work. We ended up getting Ray Phoenix versus Ray Phoenix's debut. I didn't get a chance to cover, so I'm going to talk about it now. Ray Phoenix this week went against. I know his name. I'm not letting you guys deal with that. I know his name. I just don't know how I feel about it. So, Humberto is now known as Berto. Why don't you guys let that sink in for a second there? Done? Good. Humberto is now Berto. I thought we were done with this crap of just cutting people's names in half or just shortening them for the hell of it. But now you cook Humberto Del Rio, I think his name was, right? Now call him Berto. Why don't you just call him Bert? I mean, you might as well just get rid of the O, just call him Bert. Doesn't make him any less Spanish. Just call him Bert. Yes, I know where you follow there. You probably call the other guy Ernie if you want. So it's named Sesame Street characters. Why not? Something to do. But they had a hell of a match back and forth there. Ray Phoenix really showed off his stuff. So did Berto. Like, you forget how talented this guy really is in the ring. You know, I guess he's a career jobber at this point. But you forget how talented he is in the ring and what he can do. You know, especially with a guy like Ray Phoenix. Now, at the end of the match, you know, Garza comes out. Not Garza, right? The rest of Legado El Fantasma comes out. Santos Escobar raises the hand of both guys. Berto doesn't want to shake his hand. Shake Phoenix's hand. He walks away in disgust because he's upset that he lost because he said he could beat him. And don't worry, Santos made him feel bad the next day, the rest of the night after that. And having a backstage segment with Andrade as well, and Andrade's trying to cheer him up, and he's like, "Shut up, man." But Ray Phoenix is looking great in WWE. Looking forward to whenever they decide to put Ray Phoenix and Penta together in a tag team. At some point, they probably will do this, but right now, Ray Phoenix solo on his own is looking really good. Right? Obviously, he's not going to be at WrestleMania. That's still disappointing, but hey, he just really got started. So I mean, come on, you can't really blame the guy for that. Blame the guy for anything for that. Moving on, Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. We'll get to that in a second. Now, I talked on Wednesday about that, Wednesday's episode, and I'm gonna shift back to that shortly. But Tiffany Stratton tonight had a match with Roxanne Perez, and boy, I'll tell you, their chemistry they'd had when they had in NXT was nowhere different than it is now. Roxanne Perez was on SmackDown. Yay, we did it. Nope, we didn't do it yet. We don't know if she's officially there yet, but hey, these are progressing steps. She's constantly been on SmackDown. There's a little bit on Raw, mostly on SmackDown. It's really good for her. Excellent match, back and forth match. Obviously, the chemistry with these two women is fantastic. This is basically your future, let's say, Trish and Lita. I don't want to say Rhea and Liv because that after a while got annoying. This one I feel would just be consistently good all time, like Trish and Lita was. Right? But it was a back and forth matchup. Trish Stratus ends up winning with the prettiest moonsault. Right? And you can tell that they are very high still on Roxanne Perez. They're looking forward to probably bringing her. I'm assuming she's going to be completely on the main roster as of SmackDown after Mania. So, excellent for she asked for the match in the back. She wanted to call Nick Aldis about being in there for WrestleMania, possibly being the world champion at WrestleMania. That didn't happen. She was confronted by Tiffany Stratton. That's how that came to be. But what about after it, though? So, you listen to what I said on Wednesday, right? And word of the critics are too that the whole Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte stuff has been absolute drag. It's been crap, garbage, nonsense, zilch, not complete. You're out of here, pal. 3 strikes, you're out. Well, on the 4th pitch, it's probably the best version of it. Charlotte comes out not dressed like she usually does, to the nines. I have more money than you. Look at me, I stand out all the time. No. She came out in a white t-shirt, right? She came out in a pair of jeans, a black jacket. I think she had a hat on too, but they took it off quick. And she proceeded to lay a beating on the Tiffany Stratton to the point where even Wade Barrett had to get involved and say, "What are you doing? I'm saving you right now. Stop this." She beat the holy hell out of Tiffany Stratton. Not holy hell like Roman Reigns beat the holy hell out of people, but she beat the holy hell out of her in like, I guess, the way they would want her to do it as far as this goes. Put her through it, threw her over the table, stood on top of her, right? Stood high, just going nuts. And I'll be honest with you, because I am honest with you guys on a regular basis here. This was probably the best segment between the two. And no, not because it's violence, folks. I'm not saying because I'm a psychotic person for violence. No, it has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with the fact that you didn't have to speak. You just fought. You did what you had to do. And to me, I'll probably get a lot of crap for this and comment in the comment section, but it is literally the best version of Charlotte I've seen. I like this version of Charlotte. You don't have to have the glamour all the time and be a spitting image of your father. You don't. You do not need that in the slightest. Right? This version is like Charlotte Flair took away the Charlotte Flair and just became Ashley Flair. That's what it was like. All right? She came down, rugged look, not flashy, not stick out like a sore thumb, just a normal everyday girl. That's it. Doesn't always have to be flashy and all that stuff. You say one of the criticisms about her is that she's too much like her father. And some people say that's a good thing. She's like her father. But sometimes it's not a good thing. After a while, a change like this would be a good thing for her. I'm not saying it's going to happen permanently, folks. They're probably not going to get this all the time. But I do like this version. I liked what I saw here. If we can build on that, we'll be fine. We'll wait till next week. Cody had a segment, and he talked. He had all. Now let me set the stage. Set this for you a little bit. He had all the past world titles around him. So you had the original that San Martino held. You had the large Winged Eagle title. You had the Winged Eagle title, right? You had the older one that I believe Bob Backlund wore, or the Iron Sheik wore. You had his current WWE title, and you had the Spinner title. And Cody talking about John Cena. He talked about seeing the Spinner title, right? How he's not going to let Cena say that no matter what, these people choose who they want to cheer and who they want to love. Right? When I'm gone, this title will remain. Even though you say you want to take it and leave and never come back with it, this title will remain no matter what. This is not your title, this is just to take. It's for everybody here. So really cutthroat promo from Cody Rhodes. Next week, they mentioned that we are getting John Cena on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. So we'll be interested to see what his response is to all this. Tune in for that. Now, they gave us a rundown on SmackDown today of the entire WrestleMania cards. Saturday night, and Sunday night. Saturday, I'll go through it really quickly. I'm not going to do any predictions and all that stuff. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what matches you can expect on night one. So, night one. Now, there's no particular order here, right? Because obviously, with the order they said on the show will be probably different than what they have on the thing for WrestleMania. So, rundown. Night one. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the women's title. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the world title. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Right? War Raiders putting their tag team titles on the line against the New Day. Sure, I said this on Monday. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano or Chad Gable, depending on who you want to call him. And of course, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Currently. Now, obviously these are just a week and a half, week away, folks. So obviously it could change. They could add the Randy Orton match on there, could add something else on there. So this is just what it is now. Night 2. Io Sky versus Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the world's title. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Liv Morgan Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. And something I did not mention in the show earlier, the Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre match is now a Sin City street fight. So let's right, and Drew McIntyre is also clear of the eye patch. Obviously, he's probably always fine for it, but hey, for the sake of showmanship, right? They're gonna brawl all around Allegiant Stadium, man. Hopefully, should be a good one. Because Drew's kind of cutting promo tonight, saying he's going to kick the hell out of you. It's bad for you. And then Priest came out, and Priest laid him out for a little bit, and then McIntyre laid him out at the end, put his head into the steel steps. I love Drew McIntyre. And finally, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the world title. Those are your current rundown cards. Predictions are coming, folks, sometime next week. Anyway, guys, that's SmackDown in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew. This is DA Wrestling. Make sure you follow us on our socials there. AFP1982 on X. D Lions 1991 on X, whenever he's on the show. Right? DA Wrestling with DA Sports. That is our main show there. Right? X account. TikTok. DA Sports. I know, I should probably change the thing. But hey, I like the DA Sports thing. It's kind of nice because I just do random stuff then. Right? Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Podbean. Follow us there, as well as on Spotify. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one. Have a good night. Later. Talk to you next week about WrestleMania. Bye.